doesn't mean that Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, that there was a tree of knowledge and they ate from the tree of knowledge instead of connecting with the tree of life. So the basic metaphor, what the Torah is trying to explore and explain to us, is that every person is born with a choice. The choice is that we're created in the tree of life. We're born in the tree of life reality. The tree of life reality, there's no opposites, there's no duality. This is, existentially, this is like the child. It's a pre-personal stage. Child doesn't know where their body ends and another person's body begins. This is the way a child, an infant, is when they are born. Then there's the idea of the internalization of good and evil. Good and evil represents the state of duality. There's das, the tree of knowledge, and in the tree of knowledge, which means in the tree, in the possibility of opposites, there's toivera. Toivera means already there's a choice whether you're making this as a good and this is evil. Toivera, conceptually, the idea of toivera, which on a deeper level, toivera, good and evil, is on a conceptual level is the difference between truth and falsehood. Toivera is emes v'sheker, is really truth and falsehood. The difference between whether something is good or true, or false and bad, is whether this idea is objective or subjective. When I see something objectively, and I say this is true, then that's a statement that this thing is true, because it's true. I say this water is water. It's a true statement. When I say that I am drinking the water, it's no longer a statement whether it's true, is it water or is it not water, the question then becomes, is it good for me or not good for me? So toivera, good and evil, means when something that exists within the realm of objectivity becomes subjective. And that's when the choice becomes, is this thing good? And most times people would say it is good for you, or is this thing the opposite of good for you? So this is why the Torah uses the grand metaphor of the tree. What does a tree represent? It means something that's internalized. You take from the fruit of the tree, which means you take something from the everything, and you internalize it. When you internalize a concept, and your question becomes not whether this is true or false, but whether this is good for me or not good for me, then you're internalizing, and your toivera now becomes part of your own constitution. And this is what the Torah is telling us, that when Adam and Eve left, and Adam and Eve is also really us, when Adam and Chava leave the paradigm of the tree of life, which is the tree of one, they observe the world outside of them in an objective way, and then they internalize, they eat from something. The eating from something means they internalize, and from then forward, we can't really ask a question whether this is truth or false, but we can only ask a question whether this is good or not good. And sometimes that's blurred, whether this is really good or not good. But the concepts of life now is this choice that we're going to make is not only is it true for me, but is this choice good for me? And that's what it means, that it's internalized. That's why the metaphor is the eights.